how to leverage business outcomes to win big. What is a business outcome and why do you need to know about it? That's what we're going to cover today. I'm going to explain it and then I'm going to show you 11 real-world business outcome examples. Zig here, and I'm here to help you become the best network designer you can be. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, and click the bell so you are notified when we create a new piece of content for you to consume. I am creating a new video every single week. If there's anything you would like me to cover, let me know. You can leave a comment below, and you can email me at zig@zigbits.tech. We have been covering our theme called Consultative Leadership over the last few videos. I will link above our Consultative Leadership playlist for your reference. This entire process is going to tie directly into why we are doing what we are doing. Consultative leadership is all about building a business plan that bridges the gap between the business and the technology sides of a company. A business outcome an organization is looking to achieve equates to the end result. That's the bottom line. Let's jump into our first example to provide some real-world correlation, context, and perspective to this definition. Number one, maintain all compliance requirements. For this outcome, our business priority would be like security. Our business driver would be meet NIST guidelines, HIPAA guidelines, PCI standards, etc. Our business outcome, the result we care about from a business perspective is maintain all compliance requirements. When we truly boil this all the way down, a business outcome is the underlying goal. That's the key word, underlying goal a business is trying to achieve. Business outcomes are sometimes written as SMART goals, but it truly depends on the business. SMART goals are obtainable, measurable, time-driven goals, but not all outcomes can be written that way. All right, so there's a quick example of our first real-world, real-life, in the wild business outcome. Number two here is leverage technology to increase operational efficiency. Capabilities that provide more effectiveness. How can a business streamline their workflows? Think of leveraging software-defined capabilities to automate workflows. Think of leveraging CI/CD DevOps pipelines to increase time to market on new services. Boil this specific outcome down to any technology that is going to directly increase the company, the business, the organization's operational efficiency. All right, that was number two. Number three is reduce the management overhead required to support day-to-day operations of the environment. This is O&M, operations and maintenance, and it's a huge time sink. Here, our goal is to move the operational focus from those day-to-day tasks to the projects that affect the business lines of effort. O&M related work just doesn't go away. We still need it. We need to have it. We can't function without O&M, but we need to find capabilities that either reduce the O&M work or allow the work to be completed in some other way, some other fashion. All right, number four, reduce and consolidate redundant solutions and capability overlap. A lot of businesses, a lot of companies and organizations have redundant solutions and thus capability overlap. Examples, departments in one company or one organization, they just do not talk to one another, so they instantiate the same capabilities. They spend their own money and they get the same capabilities. Here, our goal is to reduce that extra fat, reduce the overall cost spend, but maintain those same capabilities across the enterprise, across the organization. And again, this can be a technology situation. It can be a technology capability that we're talking about, or it can actually be more of a governance, policy, process, and or cultural situation. All right, number five, we've got properly authenticate users and devices and only allow them the access that they need, not the access that they want. This outcome is most likely tied to some sort of compliance requirement. Again, think We got NIST guidelines, PCI standards, HIPAA guidelines. That's really the compliance requirement we're talking about. Every device and every user in the environment has to be authenticated, and then once they're authenticated, they have to be authorized. From there, the organization can set what level of access each user, device, and or group receives. The goal here, the underlying goal of this outcome, is to ensure that no one can access the network without proper authentication. This allows the business leadership to have visibility of who is accessing the network, from which locations they're accessing the network, what time are they accessing the environment, and what access they require to complete their actual job responsibilities. All right, number 6, full situational awareness of all data 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This outcome is all about tracking data, where it's located, and where it's been consistently. A number of businesses have to report on what data they have and validate that the data is following proper controls. Here, the goal is to maintain compliance requirements around that data. That's the high-level goal. But to do this, the company needs a way to know where that data is at all times. That's at rest, in transit. It needs to know where that data is, but also where it's been. That is the outcome. That is the goal that they're trying to achieve with that outcome. Number 7, provide full tracking of identity and access management. These days, identity has become critical for most organizations. It's how we lock or secure sensitive resources down. It's how we group people together. Identity is so big. It's so huge. Full tracking of identity and the associated access that's granted to that specific identity is what we are talking about here. The goal is to have one single point of truth for the entire identity and access within that enterprise. A lot of times, I will start to talk about identity access management for an outcome like this. Number 8, reduce time to market on new and existing apps/services. The old ways of creating new apps and services takes a long time. I've been in organizations and customer spaces where it takes 3 to 6 months to build out a new application. Let's run that timeline down. The IT team gets the request. They have to purchase the hardware. That's the servers, the storage, the switching, etc. It takes time for this to happen, and assuming that they actually have the budget to do so. It takes time for the hardware to arrive. Once it's on site, it takes time for the IT department to build out the new hardware, test it, get it online, get it in production. This is a process that just doesn't help the business. It's not conducive to getting new services online rapidly. With this outcome, this goal, this end result, we are looking for capabilities that can streamline this process, or just better yet, revolutionize this process within the business altogether. Think of a cloud offering with software as a service, infrastructure as a service, and or networking as a service. Now it doesn't take months to build out a new application or service. It can be as fast as hours. We went from 6 months and we brought it all the way down to hours there. That is a huge outcome. That is a huge goal for a company to achieve. From a business perspective, the business isn't making any new money until this new product is complete. That's what they're trying to achieve. All right, number 9, automated workflows where appropriate. For this, all we really are talking about is embracing automation. Automation is everything you can. Automate everything you can so you can focus on that critical business initiative. The goal here is to be able to shift your focus, your people's focus, your organizational focus to what matters to the bottom line without hindering the day-to-day operations though. We can't hinder what we're doing day to day, but we want to focus on the things that are going to bring us more money, more revenue, lower our cost, and drive our business forward. Again, that's the goal. That's the result of this outcome. All right, number 10, maintain consistent environments. A lot of businesses run multiple environments. Think of a SaaS provider. Most SaaS providers have a production enclave, they have a development enclave, and they have a staging enclave. I've seen it a number of times when these different enclaves have no standards between them. Think of the operating system patch levels, the designs, the subnetting schemes, the security controls. This makes it extremely difficult to go from one enclave to another when you are promoting code from development to staging and then from staging to production. You find a lot of issues when you go from these different places, these different enclaves. The goal here is to make it easier by creating a consistent and standard template for each environment to follow. That is the goal, that is the outcome, that is the result of this business outcome. All right, our last one is number 11, increase real-time decision making. Some businesses today require real-time or near real-time decisions to be made. If you take the stock market as an example, if you are a broker, you need information, if not in real time, as close as possible to it, because you have to make decisions on buying, selling, or trading stock. The goal here, the underlying result of this outcome, is to get the right information, the right data, to the right people at the right location at the right time. That is the intent here. All right, never once in this entire process did we talk about a specific vendor or their solution. There is no need to solutionize. We don't need to solutionize at the start. Everything must be tied back to the business, and we must ask some questions. Why? Why are we doing this? Why must the business achieve this outcome? What is the value to the business by achieving this outcome or completing this task or doing this design decision? A better question than that, or the flip side of that question, is what's the impact to the business, organization, or company if we don't do this? Maybe we're trying to purchase something. Maybe we're trying to design something. What is the impact if we don't do that? This process is a tried and true process. When we conduct this correctly, the organization, the business, the company you work for will have a business plan that they can leverage for years to come. None of what we just talked about was hard. None of it required a huge amount of technical experience or depth of knowledge. It is simply just consulting. That's all it is, my friends. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, click the bell so you are notified when I create something new. Again, I am creating a new video every single week moving forward, so keep your eyes peeled. If there is something specific you would like me to cover, just let me know. Put a comment in the comment section below, and I will address it, and I will add some content for you specifically if you do so. Again, you can always email me at zig@zigbits.tech. Until next time, my friends, bye for now.